This is a clip from the Run It Back Philly live show every day at 10 a.m. everywhere. YouTube, Twitter, Playback TV, and so on, and so on, and so on. We're taking over the world. Hit the like button. Give me 500 likes on the video. Enjoy it. Thanks for being here. Peace.
Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros.
Sixers versus Nets first round matchup. The first thing I want to say is I remember when we went down to the wire with the Nets in one of those games right after they traded Kevin Durant, and we gave up 62 combined points to Kyrie Irving and Seth Curry. And there was reporters on Twitter, Sixers reporters, I'm not going to name them by name, calling the Brooklyn Nets the deepest team in the NBA. The deepest team in the NBA. And I was like, how are they calling them the deepest team in the NBA? And I was saying, dude, they're going to trade Kyrie Irving. Like, you didn't just trade Kevin Durant to try to build around Kyrie Irving. Cancer Kyrie's out of here. And they, a couple days later, traded Kyrie Irving so he could go to the Dallas Mavericks and they could miss the playoffs versus making the playoffs without him last year. Cancer Kyrie is Cancer Kyrie. But they were calling the Nets the deepest team in the NBA after that game. And I thought that was funny because they're not the deepest team in the NBA. You have to have strong superstar level players to be considered the deepest team in the NBA, in my opinion. You can't just have a bunch of role players. I'm not trying to discredit Mikal Bridges whatsoever. I think Mikal Bridges can be great in the NBA moving forward. In the next couple of years in his career, he can be, who knows, the sky's the limit for him. But to call a team the deepest team in the NBA, I think they got to have star level players and then the role players. That's what deepness is to me. You can't just not have the star players, and because you have a bunch of role players, you're the deepest team in the NBA. I don't believe that. The Boston Celtics are the deepest team in the NBA. It is what it is. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and then the whole roster. It's just a strong roster. But I don't think the Nets are deep at all. I don't think the Nets stand a chance in this series whatsoever. Will they sweep? Will the Sixers sweep? Yes or no in the chat. Will the Sixers sweep the Brooklyn Nets in the first round? A says no. Austin Baker, yes. Isaac, yes. Black Star, yes. The Sixers will sweep the Nets in the first round. I'm going to go with 4-1. Gentleman sweep. 5 games. Ron says 5 games. JR, gentleman sweep. Ghost 38090, gentleman sweep. Salvatore, gentleman sweep. Elliot, gentleman sweep. I'm going to go with 4-1. I think there's nobody on that roster that stands a chance at not only at guarding Joel Embiid, but even slowing down Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is going to manhandle this Brooklyn Nets team in the playoffs. We've only really seen Joel Embiid go 110% a couple of times this season. I think Joel did an amazing job at taking it easy, load managing throughout games, load managing throughout the season. I was frustrated in the beginning of the season, but then I kind of caught up to really what was going on. If you go down to the wire with the Houston Rockets on a Monday in December, and Joel was, finished the game with 5 rebounds and wasn't really guarding the rim or whatever, he didn't care. His goal was the playoffs. But every time there was a big matchup, every time the matchup meant something, ESPN nationally televised game, Denver Nuggets versus the Sixers, he showed up big time. And he gave you a glimpse of what he's going to look like in the playoffs. Joel Embiid is going to come out game 1 and be that monster that you just saw a couple of nights ago when he dropped 52 and outscored the rest of his damn team. He's going to come out and be that monster in the playoffs. And I got bad news for you, Brooklyn Nets fans who are trying to convince yourselves of something. Joel Embiid is going to destroy you in 4 out of 5 games. There's going to be that one game. There's going to be that one game that the Sixers play terribly. There's going to be that one game where they can't hit a 3. There's going to be that one 22% 3-point shooting game. There's going to be that game where they get out hustled, out rebounded, beat in transition, and the Nets are going to steal one. And it's going to be a Mikal Bridges probably 35-point game. There's going to be one of those stinkers. And what's going to happen when that game happens is everybody's going to freak out. The internet's going to go nuts. Sixers fans are going to freak out. Oh my God, Mikal Bridges has a chip on his shoulder. He's going to end the Sixers season in the first round and get the last laugh and all this. They're going to go crazy. There's going to be one of those games, definitely, but it's going to be one. Joel Embiid is going to be completely unstoppable. Tyrese Maxey's going to feed off of the fact that the Nets are going to have to double and triple Joel every time he touches the ball. James Harden is going to feed off of it. They're going to run the 2-man game. The Nets aren't going to know what to do when Harden try to flash around the screen and Joel rolls. They're going to spam the 2-man game. It's 4-1. The Sixers are going to beat the Nets 4-1. But I will give the Nets one stinker game, and the internet's going to freak out. Mikal Bridges is averaging 27 points per game since joining the Brooklyn Nets. Mikal Bridges is a phenomenal young talent, two-way player. Still can't believe that blank. Brett Brown, interim GM, traded him for a guy that's not even playing in the NBA. Hometown kid. His mom works for the Sixers organization. Ridiculous trade. He's averaging 27. He's going to have that game against us. But, the people that are saying Mikal Bridges and Spencer Dinwiddie's going to drop 50 in the stinker game. Nick 21 says Spencer Dinwiddie's going to drop 50 in the stinker game. I feel you on that too. But the people that are saying the Sixers are going to get bounced in the first round, I think the Sixers have a lot of flaws, but the Sixers have this superstar talent that the Nets can't mess. Anytime I talk to somebody who doesn't really watch, who hasn't really watched this team in depth throughout the season, and wants to just have a conversation, what do you think about the Sixers, or the Sixers, or are they whatever? I say this. I say the Sixers have a superstar in Joel Embiid who's so dominant that he covers up a lot of their deficiencies, but those deficiencies will come out against certain teams, and unfortunately it's going to be the Boston Celtics in the second round. But the Brooklyn Nets are not going to knock the Sixers out in the first round. It's not something that's going to happen. I can't see that happen. It would have to be a masterclass of implosion by maybe Doc Rivers playing Montrezl Harrell all of the backup center minutes, and everybody's doing a layup line. Maybe he goes George Niang, Montrezl Harrell in a bench lineup. Maybe it would have to be a masterclass of self-destruction for the Sixers to lose to the Nets in this first round. Daniel Wren, Ben Simmons on the bench too. That will motivate. Thanks for the super chat, my man. That will motivate the Sixers to obliterate the Brooklyn Nets. If that's what you meant by that, I completely agree with you on that too. I want to see Joel, dunk on 4 players at the same time and look at Ben on the bench in his dumb little Versace pink and green outfit with his big chain and his dumb sunglasses and whatever else. I would love to see Joel dunk on Ben Simmons in the playoffs, but it's not going to happen because the guy just continues to somehow find a way to get paid to not play basketball. So he has ducked the smoke, and he's just going to continue to duck the smoke for the rest of his career. We don't even get to put it in his face because he just keeps finding a way to not play. But yeah, it'll be nice to smack the Brooklyn Nets while Ben Simmons is sitting on the bench. Ben is a scammer. I believe that. Seth Curry's gonna cook us. Seth Curry raising good comment. Thanks for throwing that out there. Seth Curry, former Sixers player, thrown in the Ben Simmons James Harden trade, dropped 32 on us off the bench a couple of games ago when we played the Brooklyn Nets. He's also that combo guard that the Sixers struggle with. He's also that call for a ball screen, get a wide open 3 player that the Sixers struggle with. And Seth Curry, let's be honest, his last name is Curry. When he's wide open for 3, it's a layup. Seth Curry's better at shooting wide open 3s than I am at shooting actual wide open layups. I bet if we had a competition, I get 100 layups in a row, he gets 100 threes in a row. He makes more threes than I make layups. So I do fear that we're going to struggle a little bit with Seth Curry, and he might have a little bit of a chip on his shoulder because we threw him over to Brooklyn where nobody cares. The basketball fans in that area are Knicks fans. He loved playing in Philly. He loved the excitement. He loved the intensity. He loved the crowd behind him. And, maybe he does have a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, but there'll be games. There'll be games where the combo guards, Cam Thomas and Seth Curry and go off on us. There'll be a game where Mikal Bridges goes off on us. I'm giving the Nets one game, but that's all I'm giving. 4-1 Brooklyn. What else did I have? Could the Sixers struggle with Cam Thomas? He dropped 46 against us, yesterday. We weren't playing anybody, but it's not like the Sixers have had the greatest perimeter defense in the world this season, in the past couple of seasons. I think Cam Thomas can have some great games too. Some high scoring games. He seems like he can get hot. He seems like he can get on a roll. Yesterday he had a heat check shot in double coverage from like 30 feet out with a hand in his face that went so high the ball wasn't even in the frame of the camera and just dropped in. I was like, oh my God, bro, this dude, he is that guy. He is that bucket getter. He is that another Spencer Dinwiddie-ish players, at least in terms of players that play against the Sixers and go nuts and have career highs. Remember, Gabe Vincent still has both of his career highs against the Philadelphia 76ers. His first one, and then he broke his career high against the Sixers again. That's not random. That means something. So watch out for Cam Thomas in the series. Watch out for Seth Curry. But I'm giving it 4-1 to the Sixers.